Hello everyone and welcome back to finally, after forever it seems, the Closet Cosplay Challenge series. If you thought this was going away forever, it's not, it's back, and it is going to be so much fun because now we have a new Five Nights at Freddy's game that has introduced a whole menagerie, a new collection, if you will, of new characters to try and make closet cosplays of. And so, my passion for closet cosplay has been reignited. What better of a thing to do to kick off the, revival of this series for the third or fourth time than to do a closet cosplay of a character from the brand new Five Nights at Freddy's game, Secret of the Mimic. So, which character will I be doing a closet cosplay of today, you ask? Well, you probably know already because you clicked on the video, but today I want to do a closet cosplay of Fiona, Edwin's wife. And I want to talk a little bit about her design and how much I love it. It's so simple, right? But it's also, I feel like, because this is one of the first times, if not the first time, that we've had a human character that's been introduced in the games and that we've immediately out of the gate seen a visual of, canonically, that's more detailed than just a colored 8-bit sprite. So it's really cool now to be able to start seeing these human characters in their full glory in like family portraits or film reels, and like you like actually get to see what they look like, which is like groundbreaking for us veteran FNAF fans who were trying to decipher 8-bit pixels and the shade of purple it was to try and figure out what a character could look like. So I really like that in Secret of the Mimic we actually get to see what Fiona and Edwin and even David look like, because I'm sure the Tales from the Pizzaplex book may or may not give you like a description written about it, but I've never read them, so I had no clue what they looked like. The only reference I had was, "My name is Edwin. I made the Mimic." We've only had the fedora old man silhouette in a trench coat, so it's really cool to be able to see something now other than a silhouette or an 8-bit sprite. But Fiona's design specifically, one of the things I love the most about her is that she has a gap in between her two front teeth. And I love that because I love tooth gaps. So shout out to all of the people out there who have tooth gaps. It's precious. I love tooth gaps, and I wish that people weren't bullies about it, because when I was a kid I used to have a massive tooth gap in my two front teeth. It's one of those little details that I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But yeah, I used to have a tooth gap, and then of course it's not there anymore. It closed when I was like 13 or 14, I think it finally went away. But today, I'm gonna see if I can try and do that little trick that cosplayers do where they like take eyeliner or like some sort of paint and kind of try and make it look like there's a gap there. It may not work for me, but it's one of the things about Fiona that I'm kind of excited to try and see if it works. Before I get onto the makeup though, I have like some reference images pulled up here. There's not a lot, but it looks like Fiona doesn't really wear a whole lot of makeup. She's kind of a natural gal. Like, it looks like she has some like rosy cheeks and maybe like a nudie pink lip, but she doesn't really do anything crazy with the eyes or the eyeshadow. So I've done a closet cosplay of Mrs. Afton on this series, so if you're into the Afton family, I will link that episode up here somewhere in whichever corner info cards pop up. And that one was really fun to do. But for her, I did more of like a late 70s, almost early 80s, kind of like colored eyeshadow with the green, and then the red eyebrows to match the red wig, because I made my version of Clarice like a redhead. In contrast, for Fiona, I think I might lean more into just like the slightly aged look, so I might, darken some of where my wrinkles would be, like my smile lines and stuff, just to add a little more of a mature look to the makeup. And then really just maybe some lipstick. I'll fill in my eyebrows a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Maybe some mascara. So that's the plan. And now, without further ado, you know the drill. I'm going to cut to the montage of me doing my makeup nice and sped up, and then I will pause to interject if I have anything to say along the way that is interesting or stupid, or just an update on the plan as I move forward. So, without further ado, the company motto. Enjoy. Here I go. Time to transform into another dead wife of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Let's go. All right, my base is down, a pretty thin layer of foundation and a little bit of concealer because I got some blemishes today. But eyebrows are usually what I do next, and I think I am going to do brown because she's a brunette. With Edwin, it's a little harder to tell if he has like black or brown hair. I might do black hair for him, but for Fiona, definitely a brunette. So I'm going to use my Secret of the Mimic. I'm just kidding. It's not a Secret of the Mimic palette. Could you imagine that? That would be kind of sick though. Do you think FNAF, do you think Scott would ever launch makeup collections for Five Nights at Freddy's? You know, honestly, that's freaking brilliant because think of all of the cosplayers out there, right? Including me. I would buy it. If they made Five Nights at Freddy's like inspired eyeshadow palettes or like blush palettes, because think, you could do like purple and blues for like Bonnie. You could do like cool nudes and browns and like maybe blues for Freddy. Like dude, that would eat. That would be so cool. Anyway, I'm gonna use this palette. It's Smoke by Carity, which I discovered Carity is no longer really a brand that exists anymore. The only place you can find some of their products is like on Amazon through third-party resellers now, which is really sad because I love this brand. It's gotten me through my entire cosplaying career. But anyway, I'm using this palette as I usually do, and I think I'm gonna, oh my God, guys, guess what shade I'm using? Guys, guess. I'm using Secret. But anyways, I'm gonna use the shade Secret from my Smoke palette by Carity, and I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows just a little bit. Actually, I wonder if an eyebrow pencil would be better. You know, as fitting as it was and as funny as it would have been, I think I'm actually gonna use my brow pencil just because I can kind of get more natural looking results with these as opposed to when I use eyeshadow. So sorry, we're not using the shade Secret today. It would have been cool, I know, but maybe I can use it on my eyes later. I might do a little bit of eyeshadow, something that looks natural. So maybe I'll use it then, and then it'll be clever. But for now, I'm gonna use this eyebrow pencil instead. All right, eyes and eyebrows are done. I think my next step is going to be trying to contour some of my face to add a little bit of an aged effect. I'm not usually good at this. It may look really scary. If you'll remember, I'll pop up a picture here. The very first Closet Cosplay I ever did on this channel, in the actual like series anyway, it was called the Closet Cosplay Quarantine Challenge. I tried to do this same thing with William Afton. It was a little spooky. So we're not going for that. We're going for less Uncanny Valley. I don't know if I did this with Mrs. Afton. I don't think I really ended up doing a whole lot other than just adding contour to the cheeks to kind of narrow the face a bit, since like your cheeks kind of lose some of their fat content as you age. Anatomy, am I right? So I'll probably skip that for Fiona because she actually has really round, like appled cheeks. So if anything, I might kind of curve it around here and try and create the illusion that like my cheeks are more bubbly than they already are because I already have very round cheeks. So I'm just gonna try my best to kind of accentuate that and then maybe do some smile lines because she also has some pretty prominent smile lines. And then that might be it. I don't think there needs to be a whole lot here. Not nearly as much as I did for Mr. Afton back in the day. That was scary. But anyway, that's the plan. I'm gonna try to execute it. Contouring is not my specialty, so we'll see how it goes. So wish me luck. And thus the struggle began to tell the difference between is it too dark or is it too light? Because on camera it probably looks one way, and in person, in my own reflection, it probably looks the other. So the last thing, I think, is just the lips. So I'm just going to use a bit of like a pinky nude lip liner, and then I am either going to use lip stain or I have a lip stick, which I may end up actually just using this because it feels more retro to do like kind of a cream lipstick as opposed to a lip stain. And this one's also like much more pink, and her lips seem much more like natural. So I think I'll probably end up doing my Revlon lipstick in shade whatever this is, 001. There it is. So last but not least, we're doing the lips. A nice natural kind of pink look. And then I think the finishing touch, which is the gap between the teeth. And that's gonna be, I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's gonna be the last thing I do to see if it's gonna work or not. But for now, lips. So let's do it. All right, now the experimental part. So this is my liquid eyeliner. It is not waterproof, so it might come right back off. But I'm gonna dry my two front teeth, and then I'm going to try my best to make this not look goofy. If it looks goofy, because I'm not good at it, a lot of other cosplayers are excellent at making the illusion work. I've never done this. I've never tried to fake a tooth gap, so bear with me. Jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. I want you guys to know that like probably 50 to 60 to maybe even more % of the reason I wanted to cosplay Fiona was because, my tooth squeaked. It's like nails on a chalkboard or like styrofoam. You know that video, the girl that can't open the styrofoam? Now I have to talk like this, so bear with me. Anyways, I was gonna say that a huge part of the reason I wanted to cosplay Fiona was because of this tooth gap, because it just, I love it so much. You don't understand. I don't know why, but it's one of my favorite things in characters. It's the same reason I really love how like adorable Isha is, which I think she's missing a full front tooth, but still like imperfections in teeth is like one of those underrated but super cool niche detail things to add to a character. So I like it, and I'm gonna try to, oh, I got lipstick on my teeth. Yeah, anyways, I could talk about dental stuff all day and how much I love representation of like characters that don't have perfect veneer smiles. But anyways, let's try and get this to work, shall we? I keep getting lipstick on my teeth first. This is weird. Oh no. This is such a weird sensation. Hey, I think it's working. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it. I should invest in that stuff that, I gotta talk weird now. Why do I feel the need to talk weird? Because I'm afraid my top lip is gonna, it's gonna wipe it off. Ah, shoot. And now I just look like I have something in my teeth. What I need to do is I need to invest in, there's like actual makeup that's meant to be painted onto teeth that stays better. Because it's like waterproof, it's like alcohol activated paint or something. Oh yeah, that's cute. So that didn't work, but I don't want to give up yet. So let me try. I wonder if a crayon eyeliner would do better. I'm not a professional cosplayer, guys. I don't have alcohol activated paint. It's kind of holding. This is probably the best I'm gonna be able to get it. But anyways, that is the makeup for Fiona done. And I will see all of you when I have put the wig on and put on her outfit. And I have transformed into Fiona from Secret of the Mimic. See you then. And here it is, my closet cosplay of Fiona Murray from Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. Again, I don't know what it is about the human characters, but I just love making closet cosplays of them so much. Probably, first of all, because it's slightly easier than doing an animatronic closet cosplay, because those ones are far more complex and harder to find the pieces for. But these ones are still my favorites, even if they are kind of easy and a little more like maybe boring to watch come together compared to the more difficult ones, like the animatronic characters. I don't know, I really like this one. I kind of ended up combining looks because the outfit is from, I think, one of the archive film reels about an advertisement. I think it's like the Stay Up Latte one. I'm not sure, I don't remember, because I was looking at the portraits of her as well, and she was wearing like a purple blouse, or like there was a beige blouse, but they were all in a style that I don't really have. So I kept digging and I found a screenshot of her from, I believe, one of the archives. I don't remember which one, but she was wearing a collared shirt that was basically this color. So I went with that look. Didn't really remember what her lower half looked like. I didn't look up the archives and watch them again to see if we got a full shot of her. I was just going off of the picture, but I assumed that she probably had some slacks on. It seemed like a more business dressy outfit. So I went with that, and I did these little like kind of bell bottom or like straight leg. No, they are bell bottom slacks, because 70s bell bottoms were all the rage, so these were perfect. But yeah, anyways, I really like how this one turned out. And as usual, let me do a more detailed breakdown of everything I have on right now and where I got it from, if I can remember, bear with me, yada yada. You know the drill if you've been here before. Let's start from the bottom. These shoes were from Goodwill years and years and years ago. Originally bought them for a Alice Angel cosplay, I believe. The slacks are next. They are also from Goodwill. You can find a lot of really cool things at your local thrift stores. Goodwill is just one of the ones that I frequent the most because there's so many of them down here. This is kind of a test drive for these slacks as well. I've never put them on with a full outfit before until today, and I've had them for quite a while just sitting there waiting to be used. So what a perfect opportunity. I get to use them for a closet cosplay, and I think it really ties the look together with the pinstripes and the bell-bottom shape. It's perfect for the late 70s, so I really love these. They're very comfy. This shirt, also a thrift store purchase from Goodwill. Don't remember when I got it. It had to have been around the same era as the shoes. I know I've had this shirt in my closet for years and years and years because I was just collecting different plain colored collared button-down shirts for just, you know, nice outfits, but also just for any closet cosplay, because there are a lot of characters with different colored collared button-down shirts. So I just started collecting them, and now they come in handy for days like this where I need to find a color for a character and boom, easy. Next are these pearls I'm wearing. These are actually from my late grandmother on my mother's side. They were her pearls, and I got them given to me. She had several of these, and I got the honor of having one of them. I don't think they're real pearls or anything super fancy, but my grandma wore them all the time, and they were really special to her. And so I have some of my own, and I thought they were perfect for this because I realized that I think, anyways, in some of Fiona's portraits, she's wearing what looks like a pearl necklace. It's kind of hard to tell because it's like not super great quality, so you kind of have to squint, but I think she's wearing pearls in a couple of different portraits. So on my hand is a ring that I got from a vendor at a convention. She makes fidget rings as well, so they have like these little spinny chains or other textures on them. This one's just one of the plain ones. It's just a plain gold ring. I cannot remember the name of the vendor, and I wish I had their card so that I could like actually properly credit them, but I do know that I got it from a convention, and there's this really cool vendor with a bunch of really beautiful rings, and I just picked one of the simpler ones. And yeah, it's just a simple gold ring. Same one I used, like I said, for Mrs. Afton, and now it's for Mrs. Murray. I like simple rings, and this is really pretty, one of my favorites. Last but not least is this wig, which was, I believe, a everyday wigs purchase from long ago. I think it was 2019. I purchased it to do a Charlotte Emily cosplay, but not the child version from the games or the books, but the grown-up, like, teenager version from the Silver Eyes. Because way back in the day, I did like the denim jacket and the jeans and the combat boots. I did that look. So yeah, that's where this wig is from, but she's been used for many, many other things, especially recently. Charlotte Emily again, but this time the small version. And she's lost a lot of length. Back in the day, she used to go all the way down to here, and just as she got harder and harder to maintain, because she is a thick wig, I just kept cutting more and more length off. Oh, this is the wig from from Vanessa Into Madness as well, so she was also used for that iconic moment. And now she's been cut into a bob because it's the easiest to maintain without it getting super tangled beyond repair. And now I can use it for closet cosplays like this one, where it happened to be perfect for Fiona. But yeah, I think that is everything I am wearing on me. Not too many layers, pretty simple, really. And again, I really like how this one turned out. I think it's one of my favorites, at least out of all of the human FNAF characters I've done. I think Fiona is one of my favorites now. I'm glad I got the gap in the teeth thing to kind of work. I mean, I haven't looked at it. It might be kind of rubbing off now, but use a crayon eyeliner because it's waxy and it's a little more resistant to your own saliva and your lip moving. Just a tip, if you don't have waterproof makeup like I don't, but you have a crayon or a pencil eyeliner, try that if you want to do like a fake gap between your teeth, because it tends to stay a little better, at least so it seems. So I've learned today. These are never tutorials unless you follow along with them. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this Closet Cosplay Challenge episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that Secret of the Mimic has been opening a lot of new doors when it comes to theories and stuff about the timeline, and you know, there's a whole lot that's going around right now in terms of like what things mean. And if you guys have any riveting theories that you would like to share in the comments, please leave them. I have beat the game, so I won't be spoiled on anything, so go nuts. And if you're new around here, hi, I'm Night Cove the Fox. I know I've gotten a slew of new subscribers out of nowhere that have come from my shorts content about cosplay. So I hope you've stumbled across this video or my other cosplay videos on this channel, because this should be, in theory, right up your alley since you subscribed from my cosplay content shorts. So I hope you enjoy these full videos as well. And if you aren't subscribed, feel free to subscribe because I do lots of Five Nights at Freddy's content. So if that is your thing, stick around, you'll have fun here. And as always, for my lovely stars out there, remember, stay bright because you are a star, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.